Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into a massive, and I mean absolutely massive, paradigm shift in how we analyze structural texts. We're calling it the upgrade. We are finally moving way beyond those external frameworks to look at how the book actually verifies itself. We're shifting from slapping outside topological labels onto things to relying entirely on the text's own internal, built-in root-verse anchors.
Okay, so here's our structural roadmap for today. We're going to start with the Mathani reading key, jump into the 2435 master equation, break down the niche, lamp, and glass, explore the blessed olive tree, hit the light upon light convergence, and then bring it all home with a unified topology.
Let's jump right into section 1, the Mathani reading key. We have to establish the foundational rule here, right out of the gate.
We have to start with verse 3923. Because this right here is our ultimate verification operator. It explicitly hands us the rule for reading the text's recurring topology. It describes the book using two supercritical terms, mutashabih, which means consistent or self-similar, and mathani.
So what does mathani actually mean in practice? It acts exactly like a mirror. It means paired, self-similar, and recursive. It's a massive signal that the text is repeating the exact same root-to-root patterns across entirely different verses. We're talking about a fractal architecture, where the book doesn't just tell you isolated stories, it folds concepts onto themselves, cross-referencing everything through these root words.
And this is the core of the upgrade. We no longer need to impose those external D10 or I9 topological framework labels. We just don't need them. Because of the Mathani rule, those external labels are entirely replaced by the book's own internal coordinates. The text cites itself wherever the same root or parallel structure appears. It is a completely self-verifying system.
Moving right along to section 2, the 2435 master equation. Let's see what happens when we apply this rule to the famous light verse.
This is not just a beautiful metaphor, it is a perfectly sealed topological equation. And the dead giveaway? The entire verse is bracketed. It opens and closes with the exact same root letters, MTH, which translates to example. It's a root-sealed self-reference.
Just look at the precision here. It opens with the example of his light, and it closes with and Allah presents examples for the people. It's an example that literally calls itself an example. You are seeing verse 3923's Mathani rule in action inside one single tightly closed loop of a verse.
All right, section 3, niche, lamp, and glass. Let's break down the physical hardware of this 2435 master equation.
Following those Mathani roots gives us this rapid-fire decoding. We instantly map each element to its root-verse twin. The niche points to the Arash, and the cave, our D10 entry point. The lamp points to the stars acting as missiles, giving us that T3 dual function. And the glass? It maps straight to the Corsi, functioning as the I9 container.
Let's zoom in on the niche or mishkat. Think about this. It appears only once in the entire text. That uniqueness is its signature. It's a single D10 coordinate. Topologically, its functional twin is the cave from verse 18:9, an enclosed container where forms sleep and forget time. And its root anchor? The Arash resting on water in 11:7, right before the test begins. The niche is a container already resting on what it doesn't even know.
Then you've got the glass holding the lamp. Its root anchors firmly to verse 2255, the Qarsi. Just like the Qarsi preserves the heavens and the earth without any fatigue whatsoever, the glass holds the burning flame without shattering. It transforms that D10 construct into an I9 luminance. Same exact operation, just on a different scale.
On to section 4, the blessed olive tree. We are transitioning from the physical containers to the living junction of this equation.
The tree is famously neither of the east nor of the west, meaning it completely transcends the visible D10 pole of the east and the hidden I9 pole of the west. If it transcends both, where exactly is it pointing? Its anchor in 2:11:15 tells us, wherever you turn, there is the face of Allah. The tree acts as this T3 central buffer, pointing directly to that 2888 topology.
And check this out. The tree's root anchor takes us to verse 2320, a tree from Mount Sinai growing oil. Mount Sinai connects directly to the 714.3 junction, the exact maximum voltage point where Moses' D10 form collapsed under direct divine exposure. This seals the T3's +1 function beautifully. Life and oil are produced precisely at the overload point, right at the boundary of death.
And the oil would almost glow even if untouched by fire. Why is that?
Root anchors 3030 and 7172 show us it carries the fitra, a pre-charged covenant state. The 7172 frequency is literally still resonating inside that 1818 forgetting field. Just like Macau's provision of the river beneath Mariam before the word was spoken, the D10 substrate is fully loaded and feeding the structure before external ignition even begins.
Which brings us to Section 5, Light upon Light Convergence. We've reached the energetic climax.
Light upon light is absolutely not just two separate lights added together like batteries. No, it is the harmonic stabilization of two distinct fields. You have the hidden, integral, wave-like revelation current associated with Gabriel, and the visible, local, derivative, instant test field associated with Mikkel. It is the perfect convergence of two opposite poles into one singular harmonic, the ultimate AC oscillator signature.
And how does the text verify this convergence? This blew my mind. It is sealed by verse 298, which is the only verse in the entire book where both the angels Gabriel and Michael are named together. The text is enacting its own AC oscillator signature, proving the convergence by co-citing the two distinct polarities in one single verse. It doesn't just explain the physics, it does them.
Finally, Section 6, the Sealed Unified Topology. Let's pull all of this together and look at the final loop.
Just look at this completion chain. Verse 3923 hands us the Mathani key. 2435 opens with the root MTL. Every single component perfectly maps to a twin root anchor in the text. Then 2435 closes and seals that MTL root. The big takeaway? We aren't mapping this framework from the outside. The framework simply reveals that the Quran was already cross-referencing itself root to root the entire time.
Which leaves us with a pretty staggering realization. The Mathani mirror isn't just reflecting verses onto other verses, it's reflecting the text onto you. You are the forgetful seed inside this massive topological structure. If verse 3923 is actually the book reading you, what happens when you finally wake up to this upgraded reality? Think about that the next time you dive into the text. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the framework.